Tyson Bagent signs a new deal with the Chicago Bears, and Terrell Smith, we now know he's going to be down and out for the season. We'll talk about it all and more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. We got Bobby, myself, Haize in the building today, and there was a backup quarterback battle at the start of the season. Case Keenum and Tyson Bagent, and Tyson Bagent just signed a 2-year contract extension to stay with the Chicago Bears. It's a 2-year extension worth up to $16 million with incentives. It's a $10 million contract. This keeps him in Chicago through the 2027 season. How you feeling, Bobby?
Hey, well earned. Good job. Hey, this is a guy that was an undrafted free agent, came in and pretty much held down his own. Now, there's some belief that what we talking about starting potential, and honestly, I thought that he might try to take a bite at that apple with, possibly having a change of scenery and try to compete for a starting job. But it seemed like this is where he wants to be. So, job well earned. He earned that contract. He's not a bad quarterback. We always made that clear. So I say he earned that contract. And I'm not mad at it. I think that you absolutely want to have a good starting quarterback, which I believe Caleb Williams will be as long as he's able to display that on the football field. And you need good support. Hey, it's the NFL. Guys go down for a game or two. You need somebody that can come in and execute and be able to act as if the starting quarterback is out there at least for a couple games. I believe he's capable of doing that. So I say, hey, good job for him, and shout out to Ryan Post for finding some talent that you can lock up for a couple more seasons.
Yeah, I mean, and one thing that we've said very, very clearly is that Tyson Bagent is a damn good backup quarterback. That's what he looks like. He looks like a good backup quarterback, and locking in a guy that you've now, like, he's been through three different offensive systems, if we're being 100% honest, because he was here the last year of Luke Getsy, right? So, we've seen him throughout that. So, Tyson Bagent getting that opportunity, and Ben Johnson, the thing that I've said about most of this offseason is that I trust this new coaching staff and whatever they've seen in Tyson Bagent, because part of the reason Case Keenum was even here is what he would bring as a veteran quarterback to be there, being the heir of Caleb Williams. And Ben Johnson coming in here and seeing the relationship. We know that Tyson Bagent and Caleb Williams have a good relationship. Tyson talked about it on Hard Knocks. So, that for that to continue to cultivate in a new coaching staff to see it and decide, we want to keep him here long term, it's smart. And it's smart for another reason for the Bears as well. Bobby, there's always going to be that talk by some Bears fans in the back of the mind. Could Tyson Bagent, and Bagent said it as well, he has things he wants to accomplish as a quarterback in the NFL. This also locks him in. So if a team does look at Tyson Bagent and want to take a shot at him, he's locked into 2027. You're going to have to do work with the Bears if you're going to want Tyson Bagent to come to your team. So I think for both sides of it, it's smart.
Yeah, it's absolutely a smart thing, because now if you want to come get him, the only way you're going to get him is if you give us something in return, which is going to probably be in a player that maybe the team is not really feeling. And then they be like, okay, yeah, you need a little help there. We'll give you a player that we're not too high on, or you're going to have to give us draft capital. So I think that it's a good move. And I think that the most important thing is that with me wanting sustained success, you got to have continuity in a lot of positions. You want a continuance of player development and young guys being able to come in, but in some of your key position groups, you want continuity in those areas. So I commend the Bears for, bro, the last few seasons, regardless if we have not seen the results on the football field, the GM and the front office, they have made some really smart decisions, contract wise, draft capital wise, and player movement wise. Even if some people are going to bring up Chase Claypool and things like that, I still give credit to the front office, because though some of those decisions did not work out, they did not sit there and try to justify those moves. They said, oh, you don't want to get your stuff together? You're out of here. Same with Nate Davis. They got those guys out of here and brought in guys that actually want to be a part of building something. We just want to see it on the field, please.
Yeah, and I wonder what those incentives are. Like, you got to think that those incentives may be games played based, because like it's a third of the contract. Like, to go from 10 million to 16 million, that means that there's some pretty big incentives in there. So, hey, we'll see what ends up happening in that one. But Tyson Bagent is going to be at least under contract with the Bears now until 2027. We'll see what happens with that contract and with Tyson Bagent, but I'm not mad at it. But let's get from the good news to the bad news.
One
Terrell,
quick question.
go ahead.
Haize, one quick question. My bad to interrupt you. But what does this say about Case Keenum? You think the Chicago Bears are going to go into this season with 3 quarterbacks? Maybe, maybe not.
They could, because of Case Keenum's understanding of kind of like the scheme and everything, but we haven't done that in a while. And I think especially because they're not going to want to cut some of the players that they have with injuries, so they're going to maintain some people there that even if they're out, just so they can still have them under contract. So I think there's a slim chance that they keep 3 quarterbacks, but I'm not going to say it's impossible for them to keep 3 quarterbacks.
That's why I was going to go with it. I'm interested to see how Ben Johnson feel about this, because I know that with Matt Eberflus, we wasn't keeping 3 quarterbacks. He wanted to keep more defensive guys on the team. So it's going to be interesting to see how Ben Johnson feels about that and how they want to carry all this into the season.
Let me ask you this. I know we were about to switch, but you asking that gave me time to think about something else. What do you think this says about the fact that no Jaquan Brisker contract extension yet?
I think Jaquan Brisker has to show that he can stay healthy. And I don't like, a lot of the times when we talk about contracts, you're giving that player that contract based off what they're done and what you believe they are capable of doing in the future. And when it comes to Jaquan Brisker, we know what you can do on the actual football field when you're healthy. Huge emphasis on when you're healthy. So I'm with him. I got to stand pat on it, and we got to see if you can make it through an entire season and show us that you can be a key part of this defense moving forward by staying healthy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's move into the bad news. Terrell Smith, who went down in non-contact injury on Sunday's preseason game, it's now been officially announced that he is going to be out for the season with a torn patella tendon that's going to put him out for the rest of the season. He joins our cornerback room one of our deepest rooms, slowly just been more and more devastated. Jalen Johnson's out. Kyler Gordon's out. We got a lot of injuries there. It still is our deepest position, but what do you think about losing Terrell Smith for this season?
Man, it was a gut punch to me. Just hearing it, I kind of anticipated, just because it wasn't a lot of contact on that play. And then you see the card come out, there's some serious stuff going on. Then a towel over his face. I'm pretty sure there was some tears falling from his eyes on that. And how can you blame him, man? He put in all his work, and having him have the belief that he can come into this season and be a big part of what we're trying to do here. And that it just hurts. But I say, man, get healthy. For the football aspect, you look at when Jalen Johnson comes back. Now you don't have to, try to figure out so much. You're still gonna have to go through the game plan and figure out who's gonna be available to you. But with Nashawn Wright having a strong camp and being, really good in games, now you able to be like, hey, I feel a little bit comfortable with saying, hey, if we need that extra defensive back to come out here and dime packages or whatever it's gonna be, he can go out there and help the team. So it sucks for Terrell Smith. I feel bad for him. But for the football aspect of it, I think we still good with other guys that can step in.
Agreed. Like it is our deepest position. Nashawn Wright makes this a lot more palpable, is the fact that he has had such a strong offseason period here with us with Chicago, and it's a gift and a curse there. I mean, Jalen Johnson comes back. Kyler Gordon, when he comes back, he's been dealing with a hamstring injury. We still got Tyreek Stevenson here. That's still a pretty damn potent defensive back group. That's not even mentioned Zay Flowers and Zay Frazier and Trey Flowers, who Dennis Allen has been high on those guys as well. So we still got a lot of depth there in the cornerback room. I think we'll still be fine, but it just sucks for Terrell. Terrell's been a guy that, coming in as a rookie, he was competing for a starting spot with Tyreek Stevenson. He's basically still split those snaps, even though Tyreek has played more than he has, but they still split those cornerback 2 duties. Terrell Smith's a really good cornerback in this league, and hopefully he is able to make a full recovery and come back out here, because as long as Dennis Allen's the defensive coordinator, we got more than enough spots for defensive backs with the way he's going to use them. So, prayer up to him. Have a great recovery. Get back on the field, because there's still going to be a role for him on this team when he gets back healthy.
I agree with that. I think that it's just a part of the sports, man. We hate to see guys go down, but at the end of the day, injuries do happen. Like we said, we praying for the fella, man, because I believe he was gonna be able to come in and fill in and be a big part of this. Because, like you mentioned, with Dennis Allen and his scheme, but hey, now we got to keep chugging on, man. Football games are gonna be played in a couple weeks. That
Yeah.
matter. That
Yeah.
matter. I can't wait to see it.
We get Labor Day. We get one game on Friday. We get the next couple of weeks, 2 weeks and a half off from that. We come back September 8th, I believe, right? Like, it's right around the corner, Bob. We're going to be talking about football, regular season football, bro.
Yeah, and I already told people all that kick it in and travel we was doing through the summer. Count me out.
Yeah,
Count
bro.
me out.
Once the fall hits, bro, you get football. We got the Bulls basketball, bro.
Yeah.
It's done. It's GG's. We cook, bro. And I don't know if you looked at it or not. It's like November 2nd is the first Sunday or something like that where we got Bears football and Bulls basketball on the same day. We jumping right in, my boy.
Yeah, we definitely jumping in head first, bro. And I think that's the Cincinnati game too.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be a big, busy Sunday. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Make sure you guys stay in tune with us for that, man. Bob, you got anything left before we get up out of here?
And I got some pies waiting. It's cracking. Y'all make sure y'all enjoy y'all day. And if anything else pop up, y'all already know we're gonna be right here. And I'm very excited to see the Bears Friday play the Chiefs too.
Absolutely, absolutely. You guys can follow us at Shy Bear Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns. ChicagoBearsCentral@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-242-9336. We're the #1 spot for everything Chicago Bears related. We'll see y'all in the next one.